Hey guys, today we're going to talk about how to improvise, and we're going to do it in just a few minutes. So a lot of people are terrified of improvisation. They don't know how to start, they don't know how they should or ought to improvise, and they have all kinds of feelings about it and so on. I find my guitar students do. It usually terrifies them initially, but I'm going to show you how it's going to be painless, simple and incredibly easy to do. And so what we're going to do is we're going to work with the simplest of improvisation tools today, because I want to concentrate on the actual process itself of how you do it. So we don't need to go into fancy scales and all. We're just going to work with some basic stuff. So we're going to be improvising in a rock style, and we're going to do it over a chord of A. Most of you know how to play the chord of A. If you don't know how to play the chord of A, no problem. We're going to play an A drone. If you don't even know what that is, I'll quickly explain. The open strings of the guitar: Eddie, Et, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie. So that's E, A, D, G, B, E. That's it. Okay, so if we look at an open A string, Eddie, Et. Oh, here we are, A. This is this second one from the geographic top of the guitar. This one. I mean, that'll do. You could improvise, something that's going to go, over the top of, over the top of that. Or while we're at it, if you want to get a little bit fancier, you can just play an A drone. A little bit fancier, you can go on to the next string, E, A, D, the D string, Eddie, Et, Dynamite. Put your finger behind the second fret and then play the A and D strings together. Ooh, wow, that's an A power chord. Sounds great. Yeah. Okay, so now all we're going to do is we're going to play around with, we're going to, there's the third fret, fifth, seventh, between the fifth and the seventh, we're going to play, we're not going to play with this sixth string here. We're going to play with the A, D and G strings. We're going to use these two fingers, as in rock. Yeah, those two fingers there, as in. That's all we're going to play with, those 6 notes. Okay, and they're all going to fit over that A chord. Now, this is the point where if I go to a guitar student, okay, off you go. They go, and I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to, and so on. No, okay. So let's just tackle that one, and we can tackle it very easily by looking at the principles of how music works in the first place. And that is, you hear sounds all the time. Some of those sounds are music and some of those sounds aren't music. So what makes the difference between the two? The answer is rhythm. If the sounds are rhythmically organized in some way, then it's music. And if they're not, then it's not. It's like the difference between a drummer playing on a drum kit and a drum kit falling down the stairs. Mind you, having said that, I have played with a couple of drummers that really did sound like a drum kit falling down the stairs. But we'll just draw a veil over that right now. Okay, so rhythmically organized sound is music. So basically, the first thing we're going to do is to pick any of those notes you like, and we're going to play them in a rhythmic fashion. And as soon as we do that, it sounds good. And by the way, here's a thought, here's a good one to know, and that is, if you play the right notes, but you don't play them rhythmically, it doesn't sound too good. If you play the wrong notes, but you play them rhythmically, it doesn't sound so bad. I'll give you an example. I have the A chord. Ooh. We should be playing these notes. But how about instead I play these notes? Ooh. The two together. it kind of works in a strange kind of way, because it's rhythmical, and it sounds intentional. Okay, so anyway, we won't play any, no more of that. Okay, so let's go with the proper notes. Keep it simple, work with these proper notes, and here we are. Okay, now, then people think, oh, which note shall I play? I don't know. Well, think of it this way. Here's a really simple way to look at it. And that is, imagine you're a drummer. And imagine that those aren't 6 notes, that they're 6 drums. Now, if you're a drummer and you've got those 6 drums in front of you, now you might just play, you might just strike one beat, or you might strike a bunch. Now, that was just on one drum. Now, you might, if you feel like it, bring another drum into the action. Why not? Or you might even bring another one in. Okay. Nearly lost the guitar there, but apart from that, we were just fine. Now, it's this is exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be rhythmically playing. Just pick one of those 6 notes, doesn't matter which, we don't care. And just, you might play one note, you might play a bunch of notes. And you might play all the notes on one note, on one drum if you like. Or, you know, you can play some of them here, some of them there, some of them back again. Or you can play on all 6 or anything you want in any combination. And it's gonna work. Oh, sometimes play 2 at a time. Yeah, why not? You know, 2 drums at once. Hey, go for it. So you can do that. Now, also a couple of other things while we're at it, and that is, notice, of course, that when you finger you press the string down behind the fret, you get a note. You know, you guys know that already, and you know that if you don't do it properly, it sounds like that. But of course, we can even use that, because we can use it anyway. Just have the finger stop. Jimmy like that one. Or, of course, the other thing is that by letting the finger go soft, that's going to end the note. And so with every note, remember there's a beginning to the note, there's a middle where the note sustains, and there's an end to the note. A note can be long, it can be shorter by softening the finger. I ended the note. It can be super short. We've got all kinds of possibilities. So there's the length of the note that you can play with. And also, oh, in fact, yes, I remember a New Orleans pianist once said to me, he said, you know, there's percussion at the end of a note as well as the beginning of a note. You know, you can get that sense, that rhythmic sense out of how you end a note as well as how you start a note. That sounds like a little throwaway, but it's actually really, really important. And then, now here's the thing. I said music was sound that was rhythmically organized. Well, of course, the silences in between those sounds are going to be rhythmically organized as well. You know, in classical music, they call those silences in the music, they call them rests, which I always think is a really bad word because it implies that you're having a rest and doing nothing. Well, you kind of are doing nothing because you're not playing a note, but you play the rests. you play the silencers just as much as you play the notes. As in, so I like playing silencers. I love them. Yeah, you can be so cool, so fantastic, so musical, so exciting, all by doing nothing. So very, very valuable. I've built an entire career on it. Now, what else have we got? That's enough for now. That's enough for now. You need to digest that stuff and play with it. So what I suggest is you can either, well, it might be a bit fancy to expect you to be jumping from one to the other right in the beginning. That might be a little too much to expect. But what you could do is either have a friend play this with, alongside you, or, of course, you've got a phone. Phones you can record stuff on today, and everybody's got one, so it's easy. So there you can, in the comfort and privacy of your own home, you just record that. Or whatever you like, just an A-ish thing, like that. And then you improvise against it and play around with these 6 different guys and concentrate on this idea of, oh yeah, here's the thing. So often when people are improvising, they're all the time sort of, where can I find more notes? Where can I find more notes? And maybe if I learn this scale, and maybe if I learn that scale, and maybe if I add the notes from this scale and that scale, Well, yeah, I'm not saying that, you shouldn't do that, but it's perfectly possible to make the most fantastic statement just with the notes you have. Like a person who stands on a stage and just speaks simply and elegantly to the people, and everyone understands every word that he says. Nothing too fancy there. Kept it all simple, but beautiful rhythm, beautiful delivery makes it all work. Music is just the same. Am I saying that you shouldn't play 1,000,000 notes a minute? No, playing 1,000,000 notes a minute's great. If you can do it, hey, good for you. But you don't need to be able to do that. Even if you can just play one note, and I have seen that. I've seen somebody playing away note after note after note after note after note, and actually being a bit boring. From the audience's point of view, a bit like somebody gabbling on with verbal diarrhea. But then another guy comes on. I saw Albert King. Albert King had this guitarist supporting him, and bless his dear heart, this guy was really trying hard, and he was slamming out, a gazillion notes. And it was just kind of like wallpaper, really. And then Eric, Albert. Just, basically quite simple what he was doing, but it's just like, it's just so fantastic. Just held the audience like that for the whole night. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. So here your little thing with your 6 notes. You can do a heck of a lot with it. And now I just saw the fancy stuff with it, vibrato and hammer-ons and pull-offs and stuff like that. Well, we'll do that in another video, don't you worry. But in the meantime, just play with those 6 notes, keeping in mind that rhythm is important, imagining yourself as a drummer playing rhythms, and you will tend to find that then that improvisation will really start to happen for you very, very quickly and very, very easily. So I'm Tim Duce. Check me out on iTunes, Spotify. See the kind of music I'm playing in the real world. Subscribe here as well. Thumbs up would be nice. Tell us where you're from. Any other questions, please do not hesitate to ask, and I will answer them in forthcoming videos. So in the meantime, just have a great day.